Oh my gosh, that is gross. My kitchen sink stinks so bad. And after using my black tank for 6 years with never cleaning it, I'm kind of nervous to learn how nasty it's gonna be. This could be a really disgusting. Thank goodness help is here. Do you smell anything?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You've got some bouquet going on there.
What do I have?
Some aromatic bouquet. Not a bouquet of flowers.
No, it does not smell like a bouquet of flowers.
It smells like mold is what you've got going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the solution we're going to give you today, and we're also going to give you the recipe on how to make the solution, is going to probably get rid of that for you. I'm going to look underneath your fridge a little bit and see what you've got for a trap. And we can also take that apart and look at it, make sure there's nothing stuck inside.
Okay.
Normally you see a P-trap underneath here, but because of this construction, you've got a little bit different setup right here. So it doesn't really retain much water for odors. That's what this part right here would be for. The P-trap would typically go down and come back up, and that would keep water in the line. So it's going to help reduce odors or eliminate odors. But you don't really have much of a trap right in here. So you probably got something growing right in this area right in here.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll look at that. We'll take it apart, scrub it out, and that'll go right down to your gray tank. So from doing dishes, from eating and scraping off food particles, you're going to get mold from washing your hands, brushing your teeth, taking a shower. RV manufacturers until this year in 2024 have not put any rinsing systems like they do for the black tanks. They don't put it in their gray tanks now. This year they started doing that, some manufacturers. But even then, it doesn't supplement for what you should be doing for flushing the tanks out with what we use is called a Velterra Flush King. And then the additives that we put in will help eliminate that too. So I think it's easily corrected, and we'll take a look, take it apart underneath and see what we got growing underneath there.
Okay, I'm gonna be curious myself too.
It might be something that you might not want to watch, but we'll get into it and see what it looks like for you.
All right, thank you.
You bet. So this is a Velterra Flush King. It's a reverse flow flushing system that we use. We'll do this after we do the scrubbing of the tanks, both black and gray. We'll flush each tank to about 80% capacity. We'll put a regular garden hose, not your drinking hose, but one that you're not going to have any sanitizing with. We put it on the Saver Drop water meter. So let's say you've got a 25-gallon tank. This will help measure how much water we're putting into your camper, so you don't put in like 28 gallons and then you've got a problem somewhere else. So there's other manufacturers that make something similar, but this one has this gate valve on the back, so it forces water into your tank. About a 3-inch diameter wall of water will go into your tank. It'll stir up anything that we've gotten loose from the cleaning process. And then when it empties, it creates a vortex inside of your tank and it pushes everything out that's loose inside of your tank.
So this is going to help kind of flush things.
This will flush things.
After you're done. And you say everybody should have one of these.
Yes.
And so when you're doing it, I'm going to watch closely so I know how to use it.
This one's tried and true and proven. This has a one-way valve and it's an anti-siphon, like a check valve, so none of the icky stuff will come up into your garden hose. It works really good, and you'll see the results of it as we start going on. And this was nice and pivot, so you can adjust what angle you want your garden hose to be at, and then your sewer hose. So this part will attach to your camper, and this part will go into your waste collection system into the RV park.
9 times out of 10, you'll get people's black tank sensors back working.
Yep.
Huh?
We go in with 1500 psi, and it literally scrubs the inside of the holding tanks, the sides, the tops, the bottoms, and it'll get rid of everything that's stuck to your tank. Sometimes there's going to be struvite, which is, it can be like a concrete consistency, and it will stick to the plumbing going into your tank and inside your tank, and you're going to lose tank capacity over time.
Interesting.
Sometimes they'll come out like coffee grounds. It's a byproduct of urine.
Okay.
It shows that you probably aren't using enough water.
Okay.
So typically, for every use of an RV toilet, we recommend filling the bowl up to the top and then flushing it. Do that 2 more times. So plan on using about 3 gallons of water.
Here's the problem with that, though. My black tank is only 9 gallons.
It's only 9 gallons? Okay.
Yeah, so that's a situation where I don't feel like I have the liberty to
You've got
utilize
that
as
challenge.
much water as probably I should be.
So probably just, maybe fill it all the way up so you've got at least a 1 gallon going in there. So
Okay.
if you have a full hookup site where you're at, unfortunately, you're going to be dumping a lot more with your tanks, but use as much water as possible. And then the gray tank is going to have, where we, like I said, inside of your RV, where we see a lot of the mold happen. It's a breeding ground for mold because it's dark, it's humid in there, and there's obviously moisture there. And there's really no way to clean that out other than whatever additive people are using to try and clean it out. You've probably heard of people using the Geo method, which is borax, Dawn dish soap, and they believe that that's going to clean everything out in there, but it unfortunately causes more problems when people do that. And I've done it myself before I really learned, what to use and how to use it.
Okay.
You're going to get more soap suds in there, and it's just going to create more of an odor that you just aren't. It's not going to be very pleasant for you. So.
Okay. So when you do this now, are we going to watch it come out? We're going to see.
Yep,
probably-
I'm going to
It's
put
going to
on
look disgusting, I suppose, in the beginning.
I'm going to put on another extension.
Oh. Okay.
So for your viewing,
For my viewing pleasure.
yes, if you want to call it that.
Am I right that the goal is then to start to see clear and clean water?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're hooking up our pump here shortly, but when you drain your tanks, you should pull the gray valve first, just for a couple of seconds, long enough so you can hear water going through your sewer hose. What that does is that if you've got a leak anywhere in your sewer hose, you're going to see the gray water coming out instead of the black water that you don't want on the ground.
Okay.
It also is going to help lubricate your sewer hose. So anything that does come out of the black tank, it's going to be sliding through your hose that much better. In addition, your sewer hose is going to absorb the first odor introduced to it. So if you introduce the icky stuff to it, it's going to continually smell like icky stuff. Now, that's something where a lot of people, including myself from years, almost 30 years of camping, thought is you pull the black tank first, let that drain, and then you pull the gray.
That's what I've always done.
Yep. And that's kind of a myth that we've dispelled because of all those reasons, because the sewer hose will be lubricated. Much like picture if you put your windshield wipers on in your car with no water on it, you're going to get the choppy motion on the kid there.
Oh, okay.
Because your windshield's not lubricated. Now, once it rains or your washer fluid on, it's
Yeah.
going to go nice and smooth.
Oh.
So that's kind
okay.
of an example that kind of like gets the aha moment.
That
So
was
we're
an
gonna-
aha moment.
We're going to pull the gray just for a couple of seconds here. See
Okay.
if there's any water that comes out. It's pretty empty for the most part.
Yes, there's not much in my gray tank.
Right,
now.
you can see there's mold in there already.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
How are you seeing
those little white flecks right there, those white specks.
that? Yeah.
There's some black, that's mold inside.
That's mold
Yep.
in my gray tank. Oh, my
Yep,
goodness.
so we'll get more of that out once we start the scrubbing, and then we'll do the flushing process, and then we'll do a odor treatment inside of your gray tank as well.
Okay.
So that was pretty empty.
Yep.
We're gonna close that. We didn't even get enough to do what we were hoping to. Here's your black tank.
Oh.
Another myth is you can use whatever toilet paper you want. When we do a seminar, we'll give somebody a variety of different toilet papers. The Scott's One Ply, the Camco Camping RV toilet paper, and you're paying a lot of money for something you don't really need to. Put that towards a steak instead.
Oh, my goodness.
What happens is that we'll give a jar out to somebody and give them one sheet of a variety of different toilet papers with a little bit of water. Tell them to shake it for 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll go on and talk about another topic. Come back, say everybody shake your jar again for another 10 or 15 seconds. By the time the seminar is completed, all the jars look the same. Don't spend the extra money on the RV toilet paper. People will also talk about not using any toilet paper because they'll have a bag inside their camper. It's like, yeah, it's like you spend money on a camper here.
Yeah.
That's your investment. Use it. That's what it's for. But don't be intimidated by the process here.
Okay.
Because it's not that bad. So we're gonna hook up our pump here with water, and then we're going to put our hose inside, and then we're going to wrap this around so we don't get any splashback.
Okay.
We're going to do the black tank first. So we're going to introduce water to our pump, and then we're going to turn on our pump. You said, well,
Yeah.
you'll be able to see it change, and the color of the water that's coming out here, the contents, and the consistency. You see right here in the bottom of your tank. Over on this side, that's one of your sensors. Right here.
It's over there. Okay.
Yep. So your tank's at a little bit of an angle in your framework of your RV, and that's where all the sensors are at, and that's why they go bad. Is the stuff that's selecting the lowest spots.
Oh.
It'll get almost like a peanut butter pasty consistency. And right now, this is loosening up with scrubbing.
Okay.
Anything on the bottoms and on the side walls of the tank itself.
Okay. Oh, I
Looks
do.
like
There
paint.
is a lot of sand in there.
Yeah. Here's pulling again right down here at the bottom of the white chunks and flakes like that.
In there. Oh, okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, how bad was my black tank?
Not bad at all. It wasn't bad. We've seen a lot worse.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes we'll have this full hose, this whole pipe rather, filled up with matter from the black tank.
Okay.
In like a slow river of lava with the contents. This wasn't bad at all.
Oh, thank you so much.
It flowed out really well. There's no clogs in the system. There's no pyramids, so to say.
Yep. Sounds like the worst part was my gray tank.
Your
'cause
gray
you saw
tank.
the mold.
Yep. And we're gonna still go inside now, and we'll treat the gray tanks.
Okay. Now some icky hair.
Hair, yeah. That's what you've got.
Oh.
You got something stuck in here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is gross.
So we're gonna peel that out. Whatever that might be.
Oh, I don't even want to know, I don't think.
Yeah, you can smell it right inside here.
Ugh.
We're gonna clean it out more. But inside there it's glued to this cap right here, which doesn't come out. So it's part of this solution right here, which without having a P-trap in here, in theory, that thing inside there acts as your P-trap. So you don't get odors going back up in there, but obviously I don't know if it's old or if it fails at some point. A lot of that is the mold. Yes, that's mold. We're gonna pour our odor treatment down there, and that will start working on this right away. And then that'll get rid of that. So after we do this odor treatment, it should improve. Inside here is what's gonna have to get cleaned out. That piece of plastic is part of almost like a straw. So water will go through it, but not back up into it.
Okay.
So it won't reverse flow into it, which is like a trap, what that will do.
And in there is the...
This is so when you hold it up to the light, we'll show you, this is the pine sol or in the Calgon. See how it kind of shimmers inside there? Maybe the light down here will be better. But what it does, how that pearl iridescent in there, that'll coat the inside of your tanks.
Okay.
And the inside right on your sensors, so it'll make everything slippery inside of your tank. Okay. What this is, it's like a detergent rinse or like our odor treatment that we do. It's going to lubricate inside the hose that or the pipe we just had taken off.
Okay.
And the pine sol is going to stick right in there because of that trap. So once we're done flushing the tanks, I'm going to come back in. We'll just let a little bit sit right in there, and the longer you let it sit, the better it's going to be for the odors. So this should kill your odors, the odor issue that you're having out of there.
And there's that.
There's the little bit of hair, yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So do you think that we might still see some stuff in there?
There might be some mold that'll come out, yes. We're going to put 7 gallons in. And then this is the meter here that's going to show how much we're putting in.
Okay. And how come you're doing 7? Just.
It's about 80% your capacity.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
you have a 9-gallon tank in here. So 7.2 gallons was, to be precise, for 80%. So that looked pretty good.
That did look good. Now I'm going to open up the gray.
Done sometimes.
Yeah, I know. That can be tricky sometimes.
Yep, and we're going to close. There's our pine saw.
Oh, there's the pine saw. Okay.
Yep, we're going to do that inside there again. So this will still go inside and also do detergent rinse from what we just put in there.
Okay. And it's looking pretty clean too, isn't it?
Yep, to see that same mixture come out what we just put in. And then sometimes if we want to get a kind of a snapshot of what we're releasing, what we're getting out, we can close it, see if we can see through the soap suds here. Sometimes you'll see mold right in this area right here. The soap suds is kind of masking a little bit.
Okay. You better give the gray thing one more rinse.
Mm-hmm. At least one. That
Okay.
will get rid of all
Okay.
the pine sol foamy going on here. Gonna rinse here.
Okay, rinse number 2.
A lot less soap, so we're gonna stop it, see if we can find anything in here.
Okay.
When we do this, we're looking for, there's just one little speck of mold right there. The white that's floating in the water here. Not much. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little bit more. Let it empty.
No, that's just awful. That mold was in there.
Mm-hmm. That's where you're getting your odors from.
Yeah. Oh, that was bad, wasn't it? Oh.
Any?
You're seeing some more?
Yep, some more mold that's coming. We're gonna do another flush.
Okay.
Here's more.
Oh my goodness.
We'll do one more, I think should cover it.
Okay, flush number 3, right?
Mm-hmm. We'll get a snapshot of anything else that might be in the tank.
See anything?
Just bubbles, and that's good.
Okay. Good deal.
Here, I thought it was mold, but no, that looks good so far. So this is something we recommend every RVer, like I mentioned earlier, to get. It helps loosen everything up, and then it pushes everything out that we've got loosened up during the cleaning. And no matter what additive you use, whether it's the stuff we're going to give you or if it's any other commercial brand that's enzyme based and it breaks down and liquefies waste, you're going to want to have some sort of a back flush system in any RV, whether it's a travel trailer like yours, a Class A motorhome, a Super C, you name it. That's something that you want to invest in. It's a cheap investment. The reason why you want to keep your tanks clean is to prolong the life of your tanks and your sensors, especially in the fall when you want to winterize. You get everything out of there before you put it away, because in the springtime it'll be all solidified, obviously. And now you're going to have to deal with that lingering waste from the year before.
Oh. Okay, what is this? Flush number 4?
Yep. I think this is just for good measure here, but
Okay.
I didn't see any molds in your last one here. We recommend doing annual cleaning like this once a year, where we're going to scrub the tanks and then flushing out your system. If you're full-timers, you could, or even a seasonal camper, you could get by once every 3 weeks or so. Some people do it every time they empty their tanks. If you got a lot of kids in your camper, who knows what's being flushed down your system, probably a good idea. You're not going to hurt it anymore by continued flushing. So we've got the tanks pretty much cleaned out from where they're back to probably their factory clean.
Factory clean.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And no mold.
Oh goodness.
And no more odors for you.
Say that I'm happy that the odors from my sink are finally gone is an understatement. We did end up replacing the piping underneath the sink because, as the pro said, I think it had failed. And when I saw how dirty it was and how moldy it was, I felt so much better just getting it out of here. I'll leave a link to the replacement part in case you ever need to replace yours as well, along with the Valterra flush system, the odor treatment that these pros recommended, and how to contact Minnesota RV Tank Cleaning in case you too also want your RV black tank and gray tank professionally cleaned. I highly recommend them. And I'm going to leave all this information in the video description below. Well, that's a wrap, and I can't wait to hang out with you again next Thursday.